The insecurity challenge in Nigeria has long ago assumed a very troubling dimension, of course, given the several fronts that this challenge itself has assumed over a long stretch of time. As it stands today, there are several solutions being proffered. The federal government says that it's on top of the situation. Security agencies are saying, look, this is coming to an end as quickly as possible. However, on the flip side, that is not exactly the reality that Nigerians are dealing with, because as it stands today, it has become a case of, well, a bad situation becoming worse on some level, and to that extent, what you find is a situation where questions on a daily basis are being asked as to what exactly do we do at this point, where do we go from here? In recent years, the conversation around state police and how it can become the panacea to this problem has also assumed the front burner. As it stands today, it appears from body language and from feelers around the presidency, there's a pretty good chance that President Bola Tinubu is making the creation of state police that are inherent in this initiative in light of the uniqueness of the security situation in the country today. We're joined by Otumba Bolaji Adigun, is Deputy Chief of Staff and Zone 7 Chairman of the Police Community Relations Committee. Otumba, I would like to say a big thank you to you. I mean, you found time in between your coffee this morning to make it possible.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming.
We give God the glory.
We appreciate that.
I'm saying happy to the management of Global. You're doing well.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
The sky is the limit.
Amen.
Thank
you, sir.
So let's talk about the state of insecurity. I mean, you are, one of the best persons to have this conversation with, because you have seen in Nigeria, like Jim and I were talking about this morning, that did work in terms of security situation. In Nigeria, where people were not afraid to leave their doors open, where citizens were not afraid to bring strangers into their homes because they were hospitable the entire time. But today, sadly so, that is not the same situation we're dealing with. We have said, okay, well, let's change. The leadership structure in the armed forces. We have said, well, there are people who are financing insecurity, who have their own selfish interests, and so on and so forth. But perhaps the bigger part of the conversation today is saying, since insecurity is a local problem, first of all, why don't we localize our policing system by introducing the state police system? What are your thoughts?
Well, I want to say a good morning to Nigerians and also to Global Television. The issue of state policing is something that we have been dragging for a long period. Personally, by my status as a PCRC members, we were not in support of state policing for one reason or the other, and from experience of life. We know all our country that sometimes there are good things that will come, but the politicians hijack it for their selfish reasons. But with the present situation of the insecurity, we have no other means of quenching it right now than the state policing. The federal government on its own, they have failed on our own side to see what they can do to upgrade the police. Because it's already in existence, we just want to deceive ourselves. When we say police, there's nowhere in this country you will not find a black policeman in his own city.
Of course.
But when we're talking of the strength of the police, that is where I was saying the federal government failed. Because they have failed to upgrade them to a certain level. By the standard of the policing, we're supposed to be one policeman to 100 people. But in Nigeria, it's one policeman to 2,000 people. So how can they be functional? No matter how many bullets you have, you can't shoot 1,000 person at a time.
Right.
Now, these people that are giving us problem, they have seen the weaknesses of the policing of itself, and that's why they are using the advantage. Now I'm happy that the federal government has woken up to see how we can pull a little bit of challenge, and at the same time we have to be careful so that we cannot be used, or people cannot be used. When we say state policing, it's a very good idea, because the last dispensation before IGP Disu has tried it, but Disu is a grassroots policeman. And I'm happy that's why the correct peg is on the correct hole by bringing our IGP Disu into the system. He's somebody who knows very much about the grassroots. And with the PCRC coming up, I can bet you that we have over 20 million members in Nigeria and all abroad and everywhere. We're about 40 million. We're already on ground. And it is now left for the Nigerians and the federal government to use the correct tools for the correct operation. So that we don't go and say, well, we are looking for consultancy, we are looking for the, it's already existing, my brother. If you look at the north now, we have a young, call them, there's a name they used to call them. In the southwest they have Omotekun, in the east they have this thing. So why not bring these people out and give them a leadership training for them to be committed? They are Nigerians. And the only person that can control yourself is the person within the community. For example, now where Jumi is, where you are, you know who are your neighbors. And the moment the nearest person is coming, even if you don't talk to the person, you'll be watchful. Because you've been seeing Jumi going out 7 o'clock, coming back in the evening. You've been seeing me going out, coming back. Bolaji has been going out, coming back. By the time you see the fourth person, you will ask, the two of us will ask, when is this person join us? You ask him. That's self-policing. Right. So what we need to do is we have to be our neighbor's watch. Now those people that we should pick to watch us, they must have a boundary. That's my advice. For example, if we are Kubwa, the state policing will end up at the stage of every area boundary coming in, because when we say state policing, you police within your community. Where we have the Nigerian police.
So you can localize the effort.
So that you can localize the effort and give little power to the person that will be controlling them, because without power, where will you report to?
Right. Exactly.
So what we are trying to say that there should be a proper mechanism of operation, which PCRC are already on ground. We are celebrating our 42nd anniversary now on May 2nd. We've been existing, and it's been established from the act of the police.
But Otumba, I want to ask a question. Sorry to interject. Yes. With all of this that you said, let's take it down to grassroots now. Yes. Do you think individuals, when it comes to state policing, have the capacity or they have what it takes to actually evolve in all of that?
Thank you very much. Like I said, we have volunteers. Let's be sincere. Even without you have Yambanga, you have people watching it at night. Even a person watching an estate is already a police. It's just because it's something uniform.
But there's a difference.
What's the difference? The freedom
is recognized by law.
Is that what I'm saying? That we need to establish the law that will hold them.
So we put a legal framework in place.
So there must be framework which already I believe in, and we are part of it. It's already on work. Because we have some experts. We don't need to borrow anything. We should have our localized system of working. It's like you are from a door from Bolaji, they go and they say, I don't need to go and bring somebody who is speaking English where they cannot speak. But mama that is coming with the market or even this, you want to do a cabo, you will let him go. That's policing.
But Otumba, these individuals are not well trained. These are bandits we're talking about.
Capacity,
exactly.
Jimmy, they are human beings. It's because we are last, because they've seen our weakening. Are they not buying food for the market? Are they not known? Is food not cooking for them? All we need is, that's what I'm saying, that a woman selling kakara can be a police officer, can be an informant. A organizer can be an informant. A petrol attendant can be a informant. Because all we need to do is to empower them. And that's why we say the mechanism must be in place locally. You will not know. In my place now we have Bale. In Hausa language you have Dagechi. You have Miangwa. If you tell Miangwa now, give him power. Those days, if you remember, if Miangwa, this food that goes out in multicolors, once they are coming, you see children running back into their rooms because they are coming to arrest somebody. And single person will arrest 5 people and they will follow him. It's because it has been localized and power has been given.
That was before internet came, I guess.
Good. When you give power, you see that you can do anything. But when you are not giving power, you'll be scared that law will be against me. Like you said, what the law is established locally. And what I want to say that it should not be politicized. we should try to see how we can spread it.
Would that not be the case as it stands right now? Because there have been concerns for several years up until today that politicians, especially state executives, governors, will exploit this to their own advantage.
Now, with the policy that I've seen that is going in, I don't think a single person can hijack. Like I'm saying, we have in Abuja here, we have Wagwalada, we have Zuba, we have Zabi, we have all these things, whereby there will be a representative. It might be through the chairperson, that's the local government chairman, onwards to the state governor.
Right.
So there will be a hierarchy. The governor can't just stand up and say, police go start shooting. No, there must be understanding. There must be a way of bringing them together to form the law, to understand the law, and to know how to exhibit the law. And it will be done locally. Because without putting that locally, my brother, we cannot get anywhere. It's not until you put on tie before you become a security man. As I'm sitting down here, nobody will know I'm a security man. Like when I'm coming here, I cannot read the traffic light. It's normal. Any person that begins the traffic light is a madman. Speaking on the phone is a madman. It's because you don't need to be taught. Because you cannot divide yourself. Then you cannot have full concentration on your driving. So what I'm trying to say that PCRC has done all this, and we have been calling on the grassroots, like Madam is saying. We normally have our meeting every month. We have each chairman. All this has been done. All they need to do is to establish it and give us the power. And if power is not given, bring it together. Let's see how it is only the local people that can decide how they can be monitored. The federal government cannot monitor them because there will be federal level, there will be state level, and there will be local level. So what we need to do is to grade them accordingly and give them power. You can see some people voluntarily on the Romero, you see them doing trafficking. He's in love with it, but he doesn't know how to go about it.
Otuma, let me ask you a question, all of this, especially in regards to state policing, with all of these challenges that you've mentioned. Do you think, your own opinion now, it's the way forward?
Without knowing our problems, we cannot move forward. Now we have known our problems, we are now analyzing this one by one. And now I believe there's a consultant from the NIMS, Professor, I've forgotten his name. He's the one in charge, and like I'm saying, he's a good tutor. And Diso, IGP Diso knows who can do it, and he has brought people inside, inclusive of local government, chairmen, PCRC, and other volunteers and human rights. They are working on the formula of what to do, and which I believe these are the things we are putting on ground. It should be local. Once it's local, we shall get there.
But do you think you have as at now, you mentioned something at the beginning. You said it's already in place. We're just waiting for it to, start. You mentioned something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Harmonization.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
But police, are they well equipped in order to...
So when you say police, you are not mixing it up. Police is different.
I know this.
This it's not compulsory. They will not even carry gun. It is when you see something, say something. Because you now know where to report to. But
also, these other bandits in which they are trying to report or give the right intelligence information, they are armed, Otuma.
Now, you see what policing is doing, it is to prevent, not to cure. When you prevent, it's better than to cure. Right. What the policing is doing, what the police, Nigerian police and other this are doing, they are curing. But the community policing will be giving information. If now you pass, since we pass behind my door now, and I report, they pass to the next door and they report. Some of them passes through the farm and they cannot send. You see my sheep going in 20s, but when you are not getting power, you don't know who to report to. Right. You be quiet.
Exactly.
I will give you an example of what happened in Buhari here. When they operated through that stage, some of these market people saw them going. They were giving them road. But if you are giving power, I can bet you they know how to block it. Even if it's ordinary wood, they can break it. Okay, they are coming. Before they go, they break the wood and they disappear. They are intelligent too. But once you are not given power, I'm not talking of extraordinary power, but say you are part of us. Report to me when you see something. That's all. Fantastic authority. And I can bet you we have to treat it locally. And like I'm saying, every geographical aspect have its own. East has its own ways. South has its own way, the Northern has its own way. We bring them together. How do we police ourselves? Like I said, these bandits, they are human beings. They are human beings like us. But they are taking advantage of our weakening to get us into that system.
There's the school of thought, Ochumba, that thinks, quite frankly, that one of the reasons driving this initiative has delayed for this long is that those who benefit of insecurity, especially at the local level, are afraid that state policing will unravel, blow the lead on them. Therefore, it will be bad markets, in a manner of speaking. Don't you think there are active forces or vested interests whose only objective is to ensure that this state policing idea does not come to fruition?
Well, let me tell you that you have settled one of the cases now by stating what you are saying on the air.
And I'm not getting consultation fee for that.
It's part of your own contribution. You are now already a state policing because you have known the problems, and we are now asking her what is the problem. So if all of us continue keeping quiet, there's no person that is bigger than the government.
Right.
What we need to do is to identify what's our problems. And when we identify our problems, 2, 3, 5 people talking on one person, my brother, no matter how highly you are placed, you will sempe. Because they know. When you say somebody is a notorious guy, one day you will see somebody say, go to that number 22, it's there, you see me eating now. You have done your own job, and you go. Now it's like there must be a reverse way of mechanism to be sure the person is being protected and this is taking place, which is part of what we are doing now. If we continue discussing about these things, they don't want to hear about it. No person that has something in his mind will see a security man. He will must see that shiftless, no matter how brave you are. So if we are having these people at every gate of entering a local government, our problem is solved. Ordinarily, if you remember during toll gates, you will now be driving. When you started reaching toll gates, you started pressing brake. Why don't you be going with the 120 kilometers? Because you know something is stopping you there.
Exactly.
So while we have all these people at a barrier, we have almost about 774 local governments, and everybody has his or her own security. My brother, they will now be looking for another 778 local governments on their own, because they will be on that, because no more room for them. Sambisa, people know Sambisa. I know Kubwa, I know Dawaki, I know my office. So if an enemy is coming, I should know better than them, because the enemy is only coming to survey. Now if I want my light, I can get to my room, I can get to my toilet. But all the room now, the stranger will hit the wall, and that's a weakness. So all we need to do is that, how do we get this thing right?
Exactly.
And once the foundation is gotten right, the sky is our
Let's also talk about, I know Juma is a bit itchy to also want to ask a few more questions, but let's talk about some of the things that make the foundation solid. Funding. We're not going to sit here Otumba and pretend it's going to be free. Funding as of today is a big challenge with the police. There's a bill now for police trust fund that just survived, so to say, second reading just yesterday. And then, of course, we have always seen even retired police officers coming to protest, embarrassing scenarios about the Nigerian police, the state of the policeman today, and things like that. Of course, let's not even go into the aspect of corruption. They say garbage in, garbage out on computer science. If we were to evolve the state police today, is it not still going to be the same thing as what we have with the conventional police?
It will not. You see, I'm happy with the question, and I want to thank the President Bola Tinubu for the new innovation about the policing. Presently, there's a recruitment of 50,000 policemen ongoing. Don't be surprised. Then we were the Baba Arugungu yesterday. We chatted with him, and this is just the beginning. We are targeting 1.5. Invariably, there must be a target for the payment. There must be a budget for the payment. And don't forget, the work we have been doing since this day, the people have been recruiting, people have been dying, people have been resigning, people have been terminated. There's no replacement. So this is the best time we are going. On the federal government, it's okay. It's a simple thing. You see, when we have this local policing, it can even survive on its own. Like I mentioned, we have a lot of volunteers. somebody like me now, I've been in PCRC for the past 27 years. I've never taken salary, but I have the passion to have myself as part of giving my nation the best of my best. Like I'm coming now, like I said, if I say anything on the way, I will stop. I'm giving the power. The only thing I cannot do, I cannot carry gun, and I cannot go to court, but I can make arrest, I can effect arrest. So why can't you contribute? If everybody can just contribute 5 minutes of our day, you can imagine it, 200 million people. If we can have 100 people to sacrifice 5 minutes of their own, I think there will be a change. Then like you're asking, how will you get? Very simple, sir. If this thing is being established, the local people can even be renting them. There will be established, there will be the revenue for the local government. All we need to do is steepest. This thing has been practicalized. If you know, during about, I think about 2 years ago, there was a special constabulary. They wear uniform.
Yes.
But you can, the only thing there you can see is you will see batting about their guys, but they give them uniform so that they complement, because they discover that they have to. It's voluntary. They have made them to know that you are not paying you. You must have something to do. So if you have the passion, some people want to wear the uniform, you go and serve the police for 2 nights. Maybe on Friday, you go out with them, and that's why I say the policing is already on, because the person wearing that constabulary is from the community. If an armed robber wants to escape now, he knows where to go and block it. And once the armed robber is jumping onto their hands, without this person, the armed robber will escape, because he knows the route. The police doesn't. Somebody that is transferred for Ughelli is now going to Abuja, and you say you should go to Gwagwalada and make arrest. So that's why I'm saying the community policing is very, very important, and that's why it's already existing. And what they do that, I think some states got about for the test run. Some states got 1,270. I think Katsina, Kano. I think Abuja had only about 37. Or no, 89, because I was involved. And they are posted to divisions. They give a lot of information to them. You make use of them. And these people are having the passion, like I said. We are not paid. 20 million people are not paid now. If we have another 30 million people that are not paid as volunteers, and yourself, you will make it.
All right, let's take a quick break now, everyone. This conversation continues shortly. Do stay with us. Up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debates, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m., Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
All right, let's push the conversation a bit further now, everyone. So, Toby, I was going to ask you, recently, more than ever before, we've heard President Bola Tinubu talk about this idea of state police. When you look at his body language and the things he says, do you see commitment or just political rhetorics?
Thank you very much. I think, like I said, the reality has come, because it has passed some stages. Before we have been wrangling on ground, but now it has passed and it's almost at the end. Like I said, this is the first time in history that we are recruiting 50,000 policemen officers right now. We had over 100 police, and Baba Arugungu, like I said, is the correct person. And my national chairman, Ambassador Alhaji Mogaji Olaniyan, who was given the saddle to supervise and make sure we don't bring the corrupt people into the system. He was able to pick at every stage. We have two people supervising the recruitment exercise. So this time, I think we've gotten it right. Then on the state policing, we, like I mentioned, what's this man, Professor Oloshaki. They are working on it, and they were given, I think, 4 weeks to bring the complete resolution on how policing will work, and it has been passed. I think it's passing the second sitting. Before the end of the year, I am believing there will be something on it, because the way the insecurity is going, we can't help moving on.
All right, well, let's say we're taking another break quickly, everyone. Then we'll bring the last lap of the conversation.
Why don't you bring your water
with us? Up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
Again, Otumba, there is a concern. When we say voluntary, it raises genuine concerns, really. Because if the men and women who are going to be recruited into this policing network, as I'd like to call it, will be working voluntarily, which means they'll be working for free, essentially. What then do we say to people who before now have told us or proposed that, look, in fact, they've projected that state policing will also be a way to meaningfully engage young people to provide employment? Is that not ironic?
Like I said, I'm not saying that it depends on the implementation that comes out.
Or the model of the
yes,
adults.
but what I'm trying to say that is already existing. Like now, we are 20 million over this
and that's
country.
a whole lot of number.
Yes, as a member, over 40 million over the whole, because it's including diaspora. And we're not paid. So I'll have to put myself, and I've been in PCIC for the 27
you are accomplished in your own right.
And that's 27. I've been in PCIC for the past 27 years.
Right.
Now, what we're trying to say, there are a lot of people, human rights are not being, some of them are not being paid.
Most of them are not paid.
You understand? They will have some legal right that even if you are in the court, he will stand up on his own and say, no, I want to take up this case. What I'm trying to say, we have them in Nigeria. Let's give them a chance. This will reduce, we are talking how the implementation will be paid.
Right.
So it will reduce, if we have 100,000 people and we have 20,000 volunteers, the 70 volunteers are going to be paid and they will look for how to be paid. So what I'm trying to say that there will be a lot of ways of generating funds. There will be a lot of ways of generating funds. So with the generation of these funds, there will be a way of compensating them with tippers. You understand? Some of these things, there is no compulsory that you have to get the maximum of the same payment of gasset. But with the present insecurity and the youth going around without anything, engaging them and getting them involved in community policing or state policing, they'll be very happy, because that gets them out of home, you understand, and getting something to do. Then the steepest, like I'm saying. But if the federal government now wants to do it well, by putting them on a certain level of payment.
Right.
They contribute. And state policing or this may not be every day's work.
Yeah.
You understand? Because when you see something, say something, it helps.
But let's talk about harmonizing now.
Yes.
We understand, for example, in the north, you have different clusters
Yes.
of security networks.
Yes.
Well, informal kind of settings.
Yes.
You mentioned Amoteku a while ago. There was a tug of war of some kind back in the days, a few years ago, trying to bring Amoteku upstream. I mean, you go to a place like Anambra State under the leadership of Governor Soludo, you have their own kind of network there. I think it's a Biago or something. So you have quite a number of them across the country like that. When we say state policing, that sounds generic. But are we going to harmonize all of these, if you like, clusters of policing networks to achieve this goal ultimately?
I'm not a consultant on this issue,
Right.
but I can give my own little advice.
By all means.
There's nothing bad in co-opting these people into the system than starting from the beginning. The devil you know is better than the devil you don't
So
know.
their existence already makes it easier.
The system makes it easier because to be sincere, they are very, very organized. And you see, they take the system of the paramilitary, they do exercise, they go on uniform, they go on forestry, they practice how to play gun. What else do you want? So all we need to do now is to give them the power and the authority and have the how will I call it, the formation
Right.
of their leadership. And you cop them and they're already there. So it has solved the half of the problem of the state policing. Because there's no state now, the way I'm seeing it. Look at what happened in is it Ondo State? It is the Abateku and it is the forest guard that went and got this people into the bush. Though it's a joint force, but they are the informants because they know the truth of that place. A soldier man that is being deployed from Abuja to go to Ondo cannot enter the forest, but the volunteers do the same thing. So the same thing in Kano, so in Maiduguri, so in Sokoto, so in Zamfara. Each person knows his or our problem within his own area.
You know what, Ontuba? Yes. You know, the chief of defense staff, he made a statement. He said, for insecurities that are on in various states, it's the individuals and that's in the region that knows them. They actually know them. Yes. Now, for individuals now who want to engage in state policing, that want to compromise, how do you balance it? So for as much as you want to give credible information, and those that also give credible information to these enemies within, how do you balance and work around it?
I've said it. You see, once you have been empowered, honestly speaking, there's no how you not overcome them. There are not many. It's just because the establishment, the art has not been given. By the time President Bola Ahmed Tinubu gives the art, and then the chief of arms officers that are saying, he has seen that there's they call it non-kinetic system, and he has now seen that even when they drop, it is the people from that city that come and give them information on how to move. So invariably now the policing has started coming. All we need to do now who do I meet? So that
who can I trust?
Who can I trust? So once you are given that oath, you discover that the truth will be told. Most of the people that say they are repentant, most of them are not repentant fully, but we can make use of them for formations because they know the route. If somebody is stolen now, they are the one who know the route they normally pass in the midnight. A policeman will not know. People stay in it, but all this information needs to be given a power, and an establishment has to be. And there must be a system that we need to follow. And what I want to say is that we cannot be changing system without practicing a system. Now that we have started, let us go the way we're going and let us act on time. This is the best time that state policing should come up. I've not been in support of state policing, but now it is very, very necessary for us to have state police within the shortest time. And you will see that there will be reduction in crime.
A while ago, you said that it is your wish that this process is not politicized. That's only like a wish. And they say if wishes were horses. All right, you have that fact.
The only way we can do is by bringing the correct constitutional rights. the template of the operational system.
Right.
And that if it doesn't mean because you are a governor, if you do this, this is your punishment. If you do this, give them the right, but there must be limitation, not absolutely right to the state governor. That's my own decision. But once, like now we have commander in chief, which is President Obasanjo, President Bola Tinubu.
Yes. We
have the IG, we have the Air Force, we have this. If all these ones now, when they are coming, like now, you can see last week, he had a closed door meeting with them. So it's not saying because of that, hey, all he can do is he can dash instructions, he can dash directives, but it must be constructive directives, and there must be criticisms, which is normal. We must leave room for all those things. But let's move ahead so that it's enough of crawling. It's enough of debating. It's enough of planning. Let active be done, because the way the killings is going is getting out of hand, and the only way we can do it now is the state police, because we know ourselves. Like I said from the beginning, the person somebody in Igbo state now knows within Igweli who is who. And when you are coming in with a strange vehicle, with a strange person, he's a human being, it's not a spirit. You go to the market, and who is going to send? If now, madam, I've been buying worth of goods of 10,000 naira, and I suddenly I just came to buy good of 500,000 naira. You ask me, what am I doing party? And if I buy 500,000, tomorrow you didn't see cars in front of my house, I will ask you, what that meat where you come back, what you won't put 500,000 naira meat inside freezer? The answer is no. So invariably, they will trace. I suspect that man will pass that day, where we are that low, say maybe now you can collect the meat too. So the next time the person is coming, you'll be watching. They don't finish that meat. So information. Watch that man when they come. When you come, you go see, you go collect meat, you go collect the paper, you go collect this one. Then it is the work of the security men to go and block them as they are coming. What do you carry? Where are you carrying this to? And that's why you can be seeing a lot of people have been confiscated now. Machines, they know where they normally put their guns, on the seat. The cars, they know on the bumper. Who gave the information? It is the community that gives information. And it's a useful information, and they're getting it. So what we're trying to say that there are a lot of ways of getting information through state policing. And community policing will come up, because each community will have its own reporting to the state policing. The state policing will be reporting to the boss will be reporting to the state police itself. So the federal government. And before we know it, this can work and maybe it's our solution, because we are going to police ourselves for ourselves.
Otumba, I want you to emphasize on the channel of communication when it comes to this. You know, a lot of people, like I always tell my co-hosts, I said, when we are placed in a particular, or we have an appointment or in an office, we do not know our terms of reference. So what are the channels when it comes from state policing, reporting to this, reporting to gets to the right channel? What are the channels? So
like I said, I don't want to say probably what I don't know is on the constitutional planning they are doing now.
Okay.
But to my own little experience as a PCRC, we have channel of information. We have the unit. The unit is like a place that maybe a river cannot allow you to cross. They say, you give that person a unit and let him have a leader. Say, Mr. Wuyi, you are the leader of this place. You will see, it's just, when we're in the school, you say you are a monitor. You will be swelled. You say, yes, I've been given power. Even somebody that is older than you can say, come here, kneel down, hands up. He will obey you because the power, because he knows immediately you disobey, it's reporting to the class teacher. From the class teacher, it's going to the headmaster. From the headmaster, it's going to discipline. So it's that. So what I'm trying to say, there should be a channel, like you said, and the local people should be involved, like the Dekechi, traditional rulers should be involved seriously, because what brought PCRC is the same thing, it's traditional. So what I'm trying to say is that if the traditional rulers are involved and cautioned for involvement and bring even tribal under traditional rulers, you bring in, there's no village now, you don't see Yoruba man. There's no, they'll say Oba Yoruba, bring him, Oba Nupe, bring him, Oba Fulani, bring him, Oba Igbo, bring him, Oba Edo, bring him. They form a unity under the traditional ruler. The traditional now reports to the DPO.
Fantastic.
Good for everything. The DPO now reports to his area command. The area commander reports to his state. The state reports to IG. That's all. So if all these things is being part, you must, just like you must have, and there must be a toy number in every area to be able to say, when something happen, call this number.
Exactly.
When this one happen, call this number. If
That is
every
toll-free
that we
number.
have 5
Toll-free number.
Yeah?
A toll-free
A
number.
toll-free number, or even if it's not free, let us be sincere. Information is information. Like people do call me in the midnight, I will answer. So I'm robber is in my house. I know who to call immediately.
Right.
So what we need to do that every area needs to give volunteers, like I'm saying. So there are some rich men, they can afford to buy 10 walkie-talkies for his own area. This is part of the contribution. Because if you are safe, your children are not safe. Your neighbors are not safe. Your wife are not safe. And we all go to the same market. So all you need to do is to see how we can serve ourselves and the nation can change.
Incidentally, it's an electionary period in Nigeria. Do you see this sort of season in our country having an impact on this conversation? Do you see politicians also now jumping on it to drive political narratives?
I can bet you that with my little view, I think politicians now, they've forgotten about the security, how they will get back to their seats. And this is the time President Tinubu needs to move and bring this out so that before they bounce back, it has been established. I can bet you there are a lot now are not even thinking about it. They are thinking about themselves on how to get to that seat. So there are two different things. So if like we're talking about 6 months ago, you've been seeing, but how many of them visit their villages now? No, they are always hiding in Abuja, and they will be sending people. So the people who are sending, if we use them as police, they are to bring information to the table, and from the table we can act before he gets to the seat, because there will be about 5 people contesting for one seat. You got what I'm trying to say? And if every person is bringing his or her own information, it's a way forward. Then we can now establish and extract what is the problem of that area. Then we'll be able to face it.
Otumba, let's bring it home now. Aside, let's deviate a little bit. Let's talk about insecurity now. Otumba, you agree with me now that it's now worse than what it used to be back in the day?
Well,
do you see any improvement, or do you see it, even if not vanquishing completely, but at least reducing to a particular minimum?
Well, you see, I want to use my own self as experience.
Please do.
It's not worst because we are having reports. You see, a place that you are not having reports, you cannot identify what is happening.
People are being kidnapped.
Yeah, people, I agree with you. It's been happening, but no reports. You see, now that we're having reports, it's like now you are talking because you know how many people are being killed. Provided if you don't know people that are being killed, you don't have solution to it. So what I'm trying to say that there are 2 ways into it. We are failing it because we are hearing, it's too much. But the people concerned have been having sleepless nights on how to handle the situation. Now, before they can tell you, Seriki has been killed, you now say, everybody will go and relax. But no, nobody is having that one. It will not the people, our own people that are being killed. So everybody will now say, why are they killing our people? Solutions will come, suggestions will come. I'm not saying that is the best, but I believe in that the end has come.
For insecurity?
Yes, for the insecurity.
Nigeria?
Yes, please. I can bet you the end has come. Okay. Because the way we are discussing about it now, every division speaks about, every media speaks about it. Where everybody is concerned about me.
You just mentioned that the governors are thinking about themselves. They don't even care.
But it's normal. It's politics. Let us be sincere because it's investment. I'm not a politician. I'm a politician, but I don't vow for anything. But anything that comes, I know who to vote for. But what I'm trying to say that politics is something that we need to watch on a separate area. Security is something that we need to watch, but security is everybody's business.
Yes, it is.
And that's why everybody has to be talking. Every media, I'll be appreciating if we are discussing about the solutions will come. Solution has come. Because when what we are discussing now, we can have some extract. The expert can have some extract. The people working on it can extract. My IGP, those who can work on it now. This who can work on it. My national chairman, Maga Jolania, that has been flying all over the country, knows everybody's place. And we have been bringing reports to the table. And we've been seeing, and God help us again, we have a fantastic PPRO who works and give us power to slip information and bring information. So if you are getting information, I'm getting information, then it's gone. Because what we are doing is that we must know where to give information and write information and protect information. So once these informations are being protected, I think the sky is our limit. We shall get there.
We're going to need a lot of legislative, if you like, support to make this work. Like we mentioned a while ago, there has to be that legal framework. And there is no other way to get around that other than the National Assembly. All right. If that is the case, we're saying this, the federal legislators, both at the House of Reps and Senate, being divided over issues of insecurity, sometimes over issues around the severity or otherwise of kidnapping, of killing, and what have you. By the time this becomes a bill, for example, in front of, whether it's going to be a national, an executive bill or some sort of bill sponsored by maybe a member of the House or Senate, will it also be argument back and forth until Nigerians are tired and burnt out and then we move on and the normal years continues?
You see, one thing about everybody has his way of handling situation.
Right.
Sometimes you see when some senators are talking, they talk emotionally, even crying. Because he's feeling, because he's been sent by his constituency. What will you go back? Somebody like Ndumen, and you see every time he's talking hardly. And they hit him hardly. By talking hardly and coming hardly, there must be solution hardly. Because what we are trying to say that, like what you are saying, there's no person that we said is supporting insecurity. But it is the way we are taking it. And that's why I say we have crawled enough. Action must be taken.
Right.
Once this thing is being implemented, I think let us take it off and practice and come back with the result within 6 months and see what have we achieved. I can tell you, I know some experts, they can tell you the analysis of what is happening this month, next month, I will see improvement on it. If we are seeing improvement, what do we need to do more? If we are not seeing improvement, what do we need that we have done that we have not done? Like the movement of the service chief to Maiduguri, it helps. Because they can see things on ground, and the boys too, they can talk to them as we are talking, not on phone. Directly the boss will ask you, everybody now,
that's the truth now.
Let's hear what's your problem. Some people say, when I want to do this, my guy say don't do this. Oga say, what do you say? You tell this, okay, now do it. So power is given to him. You see the way they are going to heal themselves. So when things are done the correct way and given the power, given the constitutional right, and being compensated and appreciated, I think we shall move, sir.
All right. Well, it happens. This is where we are going to leave this conversation today. But I would like to say a big thank you to you, Otumba Bolaji Adigun, who is the Deputy Chief of Staff and Zone 7 Chairman at the Police Community Relations Committee, for sharing very valuable thoughts with us this morning. We are grateful.
Thank you so much, sir.
I'm grateful.
For being a part of it.
I'm from Viability TV. God bless the house.
Of course, and the country indeed. We're taking a break, everyone. So much to come on the show. Please do stay with us.